Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So at first glance, if we look at the daily, we do have a fairly bullish setup here. Yeah, so in other words, we've got a potential double bottom, and we've had two very strong days of upward move, and the piercing pattern here, the pin bar here, and everything is looking like we've got a fairly good potential move to the upside. Okay, now there's one thing that I'm looking at. We broke the 200 moving average and we have not tested it. This could be a test of the 200 moving average break. Okay, you can see when we break it, we come back to test the break and we move away. We break it, we come back to test the break, and then we move away. We've broken it, we've come back to test it. Now the question is, do you think we're going to accelerate through, or do you think we're going to move to the downside? My bias at the moment is we're going to have a second move to the downside, and we are going to break these lower levels. Okay, and the reason I say that is pretty simple. So let's first have a look at the cup and handle. So there is a cup and handle, which we broke. Okay, we could argue we've retested it at the moment. That cup and handle target is pretty much right up the top here at 51,740. Okay, we're a little bit off that. And what has happened here is we do have a Bollinger M reversal pattern forming. Okay, so bars closed outside the Bollinger Band, closed inside the Bollinger Band, and with an inside bar. This is a potential Bollinger M reversal. We would need to break below sort of this fractional level here of 5460 in order to validate it and move the downside. And that target will pretty much be the bottom of this consolidation range here. Okay, now I just want to add two more lines here, and you'll see why I'm kind of looking at the cup and handle and asking questions. We do have a rising wedge, so we've gone from a bullish pattern to a bearish pattern, and we've had 4 touches. So, well, 5 touches. That's 1, 2, 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. This is a pretty well-defined wedge for me. And we also have a grouping of the oscillator. So this is very much looking to me like we're going to bounce off the 200 moving average. And then the question is, where? Do we break below 460? If we do, then we've got the next level of 49,800 or 820 to look for. And then obviously we've got these breakouts. Now, I think one thing that we do want to do is just have a look at the Fibonacci from there. So we want to go from there. Sorry, I've got the wrong Fibonacci there. We want this Fibonacci. Okay, so one thing we want to do is just have a look where we are. So you can see the 61.8, the 200 moving average, the 40 moving average on the daily. On the 4 hour, we've got a 200 moving average, okay, which is there. We also have a 200 moving average on the 1 hour, which is pretty much in the same area. So I suspect we are going to bounce off this level, okay? And, the question is this going to turn out to be a measured move of the strong move to the downside? So is this just going to be a retracement? This being an exhaustion bar to a level, being the 200 moving average, and we then turn down for the second part of this move down. Okay, so that's kind of the play that's in my head at the moment. Okay, so let's just get rid of the noise. So for today, what are we looking for? Let's just get to the half hour. We can have a better look. So trend is up, okay. All intents purposes, this trend is moving to the upside. So if we do break above the high of Friday, then obviously the trend is still up and we're moving to the upside, and we can start looking for the next lot of targets. So the first one is going to be pretty much, the first one will be this level here, because you can see how these candles have interacted with it. So it'll be 51,200. Then we've got 51,470, and then ultimately top here, we can actually just move it straight onto the gap, and that would be 51,800. So if we do break up to the upside, then those are the levels that we have to watch for to the upside, okay? And we are in an uptrend. For all intents and purposes right now, if you look at price in relation to 20 moving average, we are in the uptrend. We do have some diversions, and we've got groupings of oscillators on pretty much all time frames. So I'm of the opinion that we're going to either retrace or we're going to pull back quite far. So that being said, I am extremely reluctant to be long at this level, so ultimately I'm looking for a short. If we do open at this level up here, I'll be looking at a short. Otherwise, I'll be looking to see what happens at a lower level to get into with a continuation for this up move. And that's kind of my take on the Aussie today. So I think it's going to be a typical Monday, which will be pretty slow in the morning, and we wait for the US Open as we normally do on a Monday, and trade it from there. Okay, so for me, if we do have any kind of bearish action at this level, I will be short. Okay, risk to reward is going to be pretty good, because even if we do gap down slightly, you've got a 300-point possible stop loss. Okay, and the reason why I'm picking that spot is it's just a breakout level. So if we do gap down, this is kind of the area we'll find some support and move the upside. 10 cents down, 1.7%. Hang Seng is flat. Japan is down quite heavily. So, I think the question is going to be about Europe and the US today. But this is not looking like a continuation to the upside to me. It's looking very much like a potential M top, and that to me is a move to the downside. So what we can argue is it's 500, so it's 1,000-point move to the downside. So I'm suspecting that we come and visit this level of 49,820. Okay, so I'll keep you updated in the comments as to what my trades would be, but at this stage I'll wait for the open to see what happens. We do have a little flag here as well, so this may just surprise me and move to the upside. If it does do that, then we'll hop onto the bus, but I do suspect if we do move the upside, we're going to find some resistance right here at 51.40, and expect to move to the downside. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to fall to the floor, but definitely first to move to the downside, and then we'll have to see what happens with the lower levels, whether we hold them or not. Okay, so that's my take on today. Hope it helps, and stay safe, and I'll catch you later. Enjoy the day. Cheers.